welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna learn about static routes. We have here these two networks, two local area network, and this PC1 wants to reach PC2, but PC2 is in another network. So we have to instruct every router to how to forward the packet, the path to follow to reach PC2. That is what we are gonna do. And the first task say configure the PCs and routers according to the network diagram, hostnames, IP address, etc. Remember to configure the gateways on the PC. You don't have to configure the switches. The gateway is the routers. For example, gateway for PC1 is this gigabit 01's interface, and the gateway for PC2 is gigabit 01 of this router. So let's start. PC1, we enter, we go to config. Default gateway is 192.168.1.254. There's the IP of this interface, R1 interface, and fast Ethernet 0. IP4 is 192.168.1.0. Okay, invalid for this subnet map. Because this is an error because I put 0 and you can put the network ID address in a host. That is invalid. We have to use the first usable address, that is that one, 192.168.1.1. Okay, and now /24, it's okay. We complete it. Now go to PC2 and then start with the routers. Config default gateway here 192.168.3.254, and now fast Ethernet 0. IP4 address 192.168.3.1. Okay, listo. Now start with R1, CLI, move it to the right, and now enable to enter privileged set mode, and now comes T global configuration mode. We are gonna change the hostname to R1, and now we're gonna check the interface. Do show IP interface brief. We have 0001 and 02 unassigned down. Okay, there is no configuration in this device. Interface gigabit 01, and now gigabit 01 is this, that is entered to the local area network. IP address 192.168.1.254, and net mask 255.255.255.0. Now shutdown. Okay, alright, interface gigabit 00, IP address 92.1a.12.1, 255.255.255.0, and then now shutdown. to show IP interface brief, and now we have 00 with that one. Okay, that's correct. And now 01 with that 254, that's correct. Status up and status at down, protocol down. Why is down 00? Because 00 is connected to R2 gigabit 00, and 0, this R2's interface is down layer 2. So when we activate this R1 interface, is gonna up 2. So we have already complete the configuration in R1. Let's move to R2. CLI enable the hostname R2. Okay. Now interface gigabit 00, IP address 192.168.12.2, 255.255.255.0. Now shutdown. Now it is up. Interface gigabit 01, IP address 192.168.13.2, 255.255.255.0. Now shutdown, and now configure to show IP interface brief. Okay, we had the 00 with that 2 and the 01 with that 2, but in the 13 LAN. Let's move R3, the last one. CLI enable conft hostname R3. Let's move to the right. Interface gigabit 00, IP address 192.168.13.3, and the /24 net mask. Okay, now shut down to enable the interface gigabit 01. This is the default gateway for the PC2. IP address 192.168.3.254, and the net max. Okay, now shut down, and let's configure show IP interface brief. Okay, we have the 00 with the 13.3 and the 01 with the 3.254, up, layer 1 and layer 2. Okay, we complete task number 1, and now moves to task number 2. Configure static rows on the router to enable PC1 to successfully ping PC2. To do that, we are gonna use the method nethub, because we have the three methods: the nethub method, the exit interface, and the combination of both using nethub and exit interface. But I prefer to use nethub. Is all of them are okay, alright. It's only your preference. To do that, I'm gonna use a little help from a table here in documents. Here it is. Close this. And here we have router R1, router R2, router R3, destination. This is the local area network for PC1, and this is the local area network for PC3. That are the destination, because we want to reach here, we want to go here, and we also want to go here. That are our destination. And the next hub is the next hub. For example, in R1, the destination dot one dot zero, that is here. What is the next hub? There is not other router here. It's directly connected. That's why there is no next hub. But if you want to go to .3.0, where do you have to, you want to go here, where do you need to go? You need to go to this interface. And what is that interface? That 12.2. That 12.2. This is a great table. You can't confuse using this. It's gonna help a lot right now. So let's start configure R1. Exit, and now IP row. Now we have to put the destination IP address. That is 192.168.3.0, and now we have to put the net mask of the destination 255.255.255.0, and last the next hop 192.168.12.2. If I put the question mark, look that you can put another options, but we are okay. We're going to start with this. So let's enter, and let's configure. We are going to do show IP row to look at the routing table, and here we have our static row. So if you want to go to .3.0, you have to go via 192.168.12.2. This is our connected local area network. That is why we don't configure static row, and that's it for R1. Now we have to go to R2. R2 needs to configure two static rows. R2 here, exit IP row. First, we are going to configure how to went to this top 1.0. So 192.168.1.0 net mask 255.255.255.0 net hub 192.168.12.1. Okay, that is the first row. Ahora, now R2 knows how to reach network top 1.0, but he doesn't know how to read that 3.0. That's why we need two static rows, because it doesn't have directly connected that R1 or R3, because it's in the middle. IP row 192.168.3.0 net mask, and the net hub 192.168.13.3. Okay, let's confirm with looking at the routing table, IP row, and here we are. We have two static rows, one for every local area network. This is a topic for another video. We are gonna cover that in dynamic routing, not now. And this is the next path, the net hub. Okay, We had already finished, and go to R3, the last one. Okay, we have to do exit and go to the table to look. Okay, R3. R3, like R1, has a directly connected local area network that is .3. So we don't have to configure that. We only have to tell R3 how to go to .1.10 network. So IP row 192.168.1.0 net mask. Okay, you want to go to .1.0. Where do I have to live? Well, your net hub is 192.168.13.2 and enter. Now to show IP route, and here we are, we're static. Now he knows how to reach PC1. Let's confirm. We have configured our network, and we could use the ping that we had already used in other VLANs, but Packet Tracer also have this option called add simple PDU. So we could try it and choose PC1 and then choose PC2, then choose PC2 and then PC1, and you can do it another times and another times. And here are the results. First is failed. I think it's because R he simulated that he is using R to discover MAC address of the net hub. I think that is why it's failing, but then it is successful. We can also use ping if you want, but I prefer using the PDU first and then ping. Ping, we have to ping 192.168.3.1. Okay, we're ping and successful. Send 4, receive 4. That's all for the video. See you in the next lab.